Welcome back to the Sports News Analysis YouTube channel, where I'm always breaking down the hot sports topics of the day. My name is Mike. Ed Reed is now a member of the Houston Texans. Jason LaConfora is reporting that early this evening. You know, if you listen to this channel, it's a bit of a surprise to me. I expected, since the Ravens lost so many guys off their defense, I expected them to do what it took to re-sign Ed Reed, but he makes the decision to go to the Houston Texans on a 2-year deal. He took a much publicized visit to Houston last week to meet with the front office, to meet with the coaching staff. He pulls the trigger today and makes the decision to become a member of the Houston Texans. This makes me think that the Texans' offer from a financial point of view was significantly more than the Ravens. Again, I'm sure that information will come out here in the coming days. For the Ravens, it's got to be a bit of a surprise, especially since yesterday owner Steve Bisciotti at the owners meeting seemed pretty confident that Reed would be coming back. But nonetheless, this is a good move for the Texans, I think. They're depending on Ed Reed to play a significant role on their defense. This isn't a guy they're just getting for leadership purposes. Obviously, the leadership and the veteran presence is a factor, but they have to replace Glover Quinn, who was a pretty productive player for them last season. So they get Ed Reed in the fold at safety, and the Texans are a team that's looking to take that next step. I sort of compare them to the Falcons in the NFC, a team that's had some very good success the last couple of years. In the AFC in the regular season, they're pretty much planted now as the top team in their division. Okay, now it's time to see if they can take that next step, advance 2 more levels in the playoffs to a conference championship game, and then ultimately their goal to the Super Bowl. And they're hoping Ed Reed is that missing piece on defense and from a leadership standpoint. This Texans defense, they lost Connor Barwin. But remember, they'll get Ed Reed this year, and they'll also get Brian Cushing back from injury. So it'll be interesting to see if this defense improves. You would have to think it would. We'll see how this shapes out heading into the season. But again, a big sort of shift here. When you have a guy like Ed Reed go from one of the quality teams in the AFC to another one in the Houston Texans. Let me know what you guys think of Ed Reed sort of changing addresses down here to Houston. Hit me up in the YouTube comments. Hit me up on Twitter at SNewsAnalysis. And if you guys want to let me hear a little bit about how I was so steadfast in Ed Reed returning to Baltimore, you can go ahead, because this definitely caught me by surprise, as I said before. Be sure to subscribe to my channel, guys. Usually late afternoon into the evening, I'm uploading sports talk videos all day. So be sure to subscribe. Thanks again for listening, and have a great night.